Okay, so I wanted to gush about Halo Single Player Version 3, or SPV3 for short, which is a total overhaul mod for Halo Combat Evolved on the PC, obviously. A hell of a lot of work went into this mod. It totally changes the graphics, which are very impressive, by the way. It looks great. Some might even say that it's better than the Anniversary remake of Combat Evolved. I would kind of agree. But seriously, it looks fantastic. There are a lot of indie games in 2017 that I wish had this level of detail. And also, Halo at 60 FPS with a mouse and keyboard in itself is fantastic, but it looks seriously great. Naturally, the graphics are the first thing that you'll notice, and they could have stopped there, but SPV3 is almost an entirely different game in itself. Many levels have additional areas, and they lengthen the amount of time that it takes to finish those levels considerably. Personally, I welcome that, though some of them can drag on a little bit, especially at higher difficulties. One level in particular is Silent Cartographer, which I will be showing in the video in the background, has been totally reworked. So almost everything about that level is new and redesigned. It's completely different. Also, there's a shit ton of new weapons. Many of the existing weapons are modified. For example, the pistol is not completely OP anymore, and the assault rifle is the Halo 3 version with the 32-round magazine. Weapons from future games are also present, like the DMR, the carbine, brute shot, and the SMG. In addition to those, there are completely new weapons, the brute plasma pistol and shredder being two examples. So the brute plasma pistol fires 3 bolts at a time and can be charged to leave like a trail of burning plasma along its path. You can burn enemies with that. The shredder is almost like a needler, but it's more of a kinetic weapon, like the human guns. And it does more damage per needle, but it fires a bit slower and it doesn't track as well as the actual needler. There's also 2 new grenade types, gravity grenades and cluster grenades. There's a lot more to cover here. There's seriously like way more weapons and stuff, but I think it's best if you would discover those for yourself. Abilities make a limited return in this mod, and they thankfully don't go too overboard with them. There's only 3. Those would include Sprint, Health Regen, and the Visor, which is basically intelligent night vision. If you've played ODST, it's pretty much exactly the same thing. There's not a lot of choice here, but honestly that's a good thing. Like in Halo 3, it was kind of a clusterfuck with all the abilities, and they didn't exactly mesh well with the gameplay. There are also several new enemies. Brutes are present. They act a lot like elites in many regards, although they get different weapon sets. Alongside them are new jackal types, new flood forms, and even in some levels there's wildlife, although it's only one kind of weird dinosaur type of thing. But hey, it's there. Something's alive on Halo. So I've played through the campaign once already on Heroic, and it is hard as balls, like really fucking hard. It felt like a legendary run. I'd really recommend normal, unless you're a masochist or if bragging rights are that important to you. With the addition of all the new weapons and enemy types and things like that, it's a little bit extra difficult in general to play through. So I think normal is kind of a nice level of difficulty. And although I kind of raked myself over the coals playing it through on Heroic, dying over and over, I still enjoyed this mod immensely. SPV3 feels like an entirely new Halo game, and it is totally solid throughout. It's a really great experience. So if, like me, you're kind of disappointed with recent Halo games, and especially if you want to play Halo on PC, get in on this. Get yourself a copy of Halo Combat Evolved from Amazon. It's just like $20. Go to the Halo SPV3 subreddit. I'll include a link to that in the description. Download the launcher, and you're good to go. You can play through the whole campaign, and it's going to be a good time, I promise. Also, yeah, the mod has its own launcher with auto updates, and it also installs a custom edition and open source for you. And those are mods that are necessary to make Halo on PC work in the first place. So it couldn't be easier. Keep in mind that this is a mod. There's going to be a few minor bugs, but for my playthrough there was nothing really game-breaking or anything major in terms of bugs anyway. I had a couple of goops. I fell through a level, although that was kind of my own fault. I ran myself over with my own Warthog. But otherwise, it works pretty well. Also, my biggest bugbear with the game right now is that the vehicle animations are locked to 30 FPS, which can be a little bit janky at first, but honestly, it's something that I got used to pretty quickly. And that's something that they're working on. Eventually, they're going to have a fix for that. So, unfortunately, as amazing as this mod is, and this makes me kind of sad, there's no way to donate to the developers. I think this is because of some legal stuff that Microsoft put down at some point, but it's a real shame because these guys deserve a lot of praise. Again, I'll leave a link to the SPV3 subreddit in the description. Seriously, go download it. This mod is fantastic. It's a great, new, fresh Halo experience while still feeling quintessentially like you're playing Halo Combat Evolved again, because you basically are. It's a real whale of a time. Whales? Did I really just say whale of a time? Thank you for watching. I appreciate it if you've watched this whole thing and made it to the end of my rambling, and I'll see you for whatever it is that I make next. Okay, bye.